Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, it's getting way too serious between the United States and Russia. Matter of fact, I have two reports here. One, let me share this with you quickly, and that is Russia has just warned the United States not to intervene militarily in Syria against the forces that are loyal to President Bashar al-Assad. Russia's threatening that it may shoot down any aircraft attempting to launch strikes at Assad's armies in Damascus or in Syria. In a bluntly worded statement, a spokesman for Russia's defense ministry warned that Russia and Syrian government had deployed sufficient air defenses to block any potential attacks. They're very concerned the United States is going to go in and just take Assad out. And so Russia has set up their defense mechanisms. The fact that Russia is telling the United States that if you fly in here, we will shoot down U.S. aircraft. This is the first time we've heard that type of conversation between these two major superpowers in decades. President Barack Obama has let this thing spin out of control. The rhetoric with Samantha Power and the Russian UN ambassador Churkin is just unprecedented. It's ridiculous. If you're going to be ambassadors of peace, then act like it. And then we've got Secretary of State John F. Kerry admitting in a secret videotape that was released, and of course Stephen Ben-Danoon doing a great job in bringing that stuff to the table on YouTube. Kerry admitted that the United States sat back and watched as ISIS picked up arms. Whose arms? We left those arms there, by the way. That the United States sat back and watched as ISIS picked up arms, took about half of Iraq and about a half of Syria, marching toward Assad. Kerry said, we just watched. We figured that ISIS would take Assad out of power, so we just sat back and watched it happen. Well, while we're watching it happen, we were watching ISIS implementing Sharia law in major cities and villages and towns, crucifying Christians, beheading Christians, raping the women, murdering, executing, setting people on fire, war crimes of a biblical proportion, and we did nothing because we thought ISIS was going to take Assad out. Are you telling me that ISIS in power in Syria is better than Assad? Are you seriously telling me this? We've got photos of John Kerry and his wife having dinner with Assad and his wife. Then that was back from, 7-8 years ago. Go try that, John, with the leaders, with al-Baghdadi. See how far you get. I mean, what's wrong with the Obama administration? But wait, there's more. I've got more breaking news here. Let me tell you the rest of it. Russia is now pondering, they are considering plans to return to Cuba and Vietnam and build new bases in Cuba and in Vietnam, where it had military bases in the past. You remember the Cuban Missile Crisis? How John F. Kennedy said, you better get these things out of here now. We're not playing. And back down the Russians. It's probably what cost John F. Kennedy his life later. I don't see Obama telling Russia to back down and don't even consider putting in there. I tell you, here's the deal. If Hillary Clinton wins the election, Cuba will become under Russian rule. It's just communism will flourish. And we'll have our little American flag blowing in the wind down there in our little embassy that Obama's so proud he reestablished. If Trump wins, the Russians will be packing up and going back to Russia. And peaceably. Because there'll be some kind of agreement between he and Putin. And the world will be at peace. At least between those two. Not between America and radical Islam. That'd be a different story. One thing's for sure. Things are out of control and going to get worse. We are living in the last days. And as these things are coming to pass, and I'll put the articles below, here's what the Russians' Deputy Defense Minister, Nikolay Pankov, said today, and this is being reported by Russia Today and also on RIA news agencies out of Russia. We're working on this, Pankov said. While declining to elaborate, the Russian Defense Ministry is reassessing the decisions made in the past to shut down those bases in those countries, according to the defense official. Previously, the deputy head of the Foreign Affairs Committee of Russian Parliament had said that Russia should reassess the issue of our presence in other regions of the world, and I believe that it would correspond with Russia's interest to restore bases in Latin America, Southeast Asia, Africa that were closed. All right? So it's really, really, really getting ugly and dangerous. Give your life to Jesus Christ. This rhetoric, these wars and rumors of wars, we're on the brink of World War III. The world holds its breath to find out who will be the leader of the free world while it's still free. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ. You believe me now? We're running out of time.